Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I am so delighted to spend this time with you and still so happy to be near my medicine wheel. I don't know if you can see it back there. The circle and my prayer flags. To be able to be outside to record this meditation just thrills me. Even though there's some joiners with the cicadas and some, I guess, lawnmower in the distance. I hope you can't hear it, and if you can, that it doesn't bother you. 3 nice deep breaths. Slow down your inhale. Slow down your exhale. So I asked my guides what we were going to focus on today, and the answer is trust. And I do a very long, extended, deep meditation on the first and third Tuesdays of almost every month, not the third Tuesday of this month. But you are welcome to join me, and in these meditations we spend about 20 minutes. In the long ones, we spend 50 minutes to an hour, and it is so amazingly powerful. I did one last Tuesday, and when we were finished, none of us could even really talk. We were in such a deep state of relaxation and peace. And so trust. I invite you to settle in, feel that infinite peace of spirit coming down into the top of your head, going all the way through your head. I suggest that you close your eyes. I think it's more helpful to meditate with your eyes closed, and I don't do anything all that interesting on these videos that you'd want to look at. So feel that peace. Allow all the muscles in your face to relax, all around your head. Let go of your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Pull your shoulders up for a second and let them sink down. Pull them back a little bit. That's where they really relax and get them settled into their home. Feel it in your heart space, your upper back, your upper arms, all the way through your chest, your rib cage, into your midsection. Your elbows and your lower arms all the way down to the tips of each finger and thumb. And then your through your midsection into your lower back, pelvis, lower torso, hips, all the way down to the tailbone, your tailbone, and feel that peace moving through your upper legs into your knees, your lower legs, all the way into your feet, and feel your feet just letting go, feeling more and more peaceful. I wish you could see Daisy. She's rolling around in the grass. She's pretty peaceful too. So if you live in the United States, we just recognize the 20th anniversary of the attacks on our country on 9/11 of 2001, and that's why I think the guide suggested that we talk about trust, because I don't know about anybody else, but I get a lot of fear that comes up. Just like the pandemic that we're living in, on that fateful day, all of our lives changed. Some people dramatically, some people less dramatically, but all of us had this different perspective of being vulnerable. I think I grew up thinking that the United States was invulnerable. I mean, they talked about the U.S. being attacked in Pearl Harbor, but that was so long ago into my mind, and that Hawaii wasn't the continental U.S. So it just kind of shook me to my core to think that perhaps we as a country were more vulnerable. So it is inviting us to let go, to be vulnerable for a moment, to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to recognize that we don't wear suits of armor, either literally or figuratively, that things happen that are out of our power and out of our control. Which brings me to kind of the root of my belief system, which is, do I trust God? Do I believe in a friendly universe? So I invite you to take all of your emotions, whatever they may be, and imagine that God is this energy field around you, and it's like a centrifugal force. So as you release things, centrifugal force pulls energy outward, okay? So imagine that as you're feeling vulnerable, instead of holding on to it tightly, which I'm inclined to do, to bring it forward and just say, God, infinite spirit, one presence, one power, I'm feeling vulnerable. And then when we bring it up, the force of the universe pulls it out from us and allows us to release it. It allows us to feel peaceful and safe. Safety is the foundational need. We need to feel safe. And I feel safe when I trust the universe, when I trust God. There's a saying, God didn't bring you this far to drop you on your head. And, or many, many variations of that. But I invite you to just sit and relax and know that God is moving in, through, and as you in this very moment. I think vulnerability often attaches itself to fear, and so I invite you to just be aware of whatever you are afraid of. And I think most fear circles back to being afraid of losing someone we love or losing something that is very valuable to us. So we know that in all of our lives, the tide comes in and the tide goes out. We lose things sometimes that are valuable to us. And 10 years ago, I lost my precious, precious dad. And I wasn't ready for him to go, be fully in spirit. And I know that I never would have been. And yet, 10 years have passed and life has moved on. I invite you to just trust that things come and go. And if something has left your life, whether it's a relationship or a person or a job or just an idea or an idealism, I invite you to just let it go. I heard someone say once that, talking about working the 12 steps, that all of my character defects that I finally let go of had claw marks on them because they were so familiar to me. My flaws were so familiar to me that I was afraid to let them go. And I invite you, whatever it is that's familiar, if you in your heart know it's no longer serving you, trust God to remove it from your life. All is well. I used to be afraid of having emotions. And so you can see it's this vicious circle, because having emotions means that I'm vulnerable, and I don't want to be vulnerable, so I don't want to have emotions. And yet, in the midst of vulnerability and emotions is life. Is, being able to grab life with both hands and love every moment. And so let's just shift into this place of trust. Trusting that whatever emotions I have that come to me unexpectedly, I acknowledge them. I allow them their moment, but I don't let them take the wheel. I don't let them take over. So it's safe to have our emotions. It's safe to tell our secrets. It's safe to be who we are. And if you find yourself in a relationship where you really can't be yourself, I suggest you create some distance in that relationship, or at least some time away from that person, so that you can be with people that are safe for you, that are emotionally safe for you. You deserve to be able to be yourself in every moment, to be emotionally safe, for your heart to be able to open without being on guard. I've had a few people tell me that they tune into these meditations, and each person who has shared that with me is someone that I just adore, the sweetest, sweetest souls. And so I invite you to know that about yourself, that you are precious, that what you think and what you feel and what you believe is precious. And we talk a lot on these meditations about loving ourselves. And I invite you to know that as you come to love yourself better, it won't matter. Other people's opinions of you won't matter. It won't matter how other people feel about you. And there's another saying that says, other people's opinions of me are none of my business. And there is a lot of truth to that. Because if you think about your own opinions, they are all formed through your own filter, through your own experiences. And so are everyone else's. So someone's opinion of you is not about you. It is about the tiny bit of you that they get to see through their filter. Especially if it's a negative opinion. Because we know that you are whole and perfect and beautiful and wonderful exactly as you are. You don't owe anybody any explanations for being who you are. I wrote that affirmation for myself, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, probably 20 years ago. And I remember writing it down and thinking, it was I don't owe anybody any explanations for being myself. And I had to take a deep breath, because I had spent the greater part of my life explaining everything that I did and apologizing for myself. Even if you don't like me and you don't like my meditations and whatever, you don't owe me any apologies. You're entitled to your opinion. Now, one of the most freeing things for me was when I realized that, deep breath, not only are people entitled to their opinions and entitled to not like you, they are entitled to make mistakes. They are entitled to do whatever it is they need to do to make whatever choices they need to make. I've known many people who have struggled with addiction issues. And the sad truth about that is people have a right to struggle as long as they want to struggle. And we don't get to decide for them. So nobody gets to decide for you that you are choosing to be happy today. That you know that the infinite presence is moving in, through, and as you right here, right now. God's got you. No matter what happens, you are safe. You are loved. We know that God's love is an energy field that moves through us, an energy field of love. And we are never, ever, ever separate from that. The love will always be there, no matter what happens. So we can let go of so many worries and concerns and trust that at the end of the day, I am loved by my Creator. I am loved by the infinite presence. I am love itself, expressing right here, right now. You are love itself. So no matter what happens, the universe is carrying us forward to new experiences. And the less we resist them, the happier we are. I was thrilled to take some photographs this morning of some butterflies playing in my butterfly bush, which I will share at the end of this meditation. And it was just fun to watch them. And they were coexisting, but they were different kinds of butterflies. And just to watch them flitter about, and sometimes they would just get off of the flower and just fly around for a little bit, and it looked like they were just having fun. So I invite you to fly around a little bit today, to have fun, to let your heart be light, to let yourself see the joy. Look at pictures of your grandchildren or your friends or my grandchildren. Look at funny things. Call somebody up that will make you laugh. Know that God is moving in, through, and as you in every moment, and you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. And I send you infinite love and blessings. The God in me honors and recognizes and loves the God in you, the God as you. Namaste.